Okay, Ms. Gilbert, my other health agent. I would like to call the meeting to order the Town of Hanson Board of Health for the meeting of Tuesday, July 14th. June 14th, excuse me, at 4 p.m. At the beginning of this meeting.
We have to do a roll call.
Yeah, roll call, please. Melissa?
Here.
Arlene?
Here.
Kevin? Kevin should be on the call shortly. He said he was going to be on it, so can we give him a couple of minutes?
Hello, Gil.
There you are.
Hey.
Hang on.
Yeah, I'm here.
At this time, we have to reorganize. Do we have any motions on the floor for chair?
I'll make a motion to nominate Melissa Panetti for chairman, Kevin Perkins for vice chairman, and Eileen Diaz for member.
Do we have a second for that? Hearing no second, do we have another motion?
I'll nominate myself for chair.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call vote, all in favor?
Gil, you have to call the names so we can do a roll call vote.
Okay, all right. Kevin?
No.
Melissa?
Yes.
Arlene?
Yes.
So moved. We'll turn the meeting over to the chair.
Wait, we need a vice chair.
But we
Vice chair.
need a vice chair. We have to vote for vice chair.
Okay. Motion for vice chair, please.
I'll nominate Melissa.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? By aye, by name? Arlene?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Okay. Clerk? Do we have a motion?
We don't
We have a clerk.
Nope,
Okay.
just a member. Nope.
Okay, so now we are all set for the chair to take the meeting over.
All right, thank you. Has everybody had an opportunity to look at the minutes of May 10th? Yes. Kevin, did you have an opportunity?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I was muted. I was trying to say yes, but I didn't hit unmute. Sorry.
I need a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from May 10th.
I'll second that motion. This is Kevin.
Okay, I'm gonna do a roll call. Kevin,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
do you want, Melissa, before
Yes.
I was gonna ask you, do you want to abstain because you weren't at that meeting?
I believe she can still approve minutes though, no?
Can
Correct?
she still approve them?
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
trying.
know. I'm just asking. Because sometimes people, if they're not at the meeting, don't want to vote, but that's up to you.
I don't necessarily feel like I have to abstain. I listened to
Okay.
the meeting. I reviewed the minutes.
All right, fine. And I'm a yes. So we're all set with that. Now, Gil, I'm gonna ask you about the next item, the map 1 lot 1282.
Yes,
So that,
I had,
go ahead.
had put that on the agenda. That agenda is to be, what is to be talked about on this lot is strictly the Board of Health, association to the lot. We discussed this in previous meetings. I think we discussed the lot, strictly the lot and the Board of Health procedure on the lot. And the thing we discussed was the, disposal works construction permit. At the last meeting, it was confusing as to what was to take place. We do know a new application has to be presented with 3 plans, copy of the 3 plans, and we have to decide on the cost. The question on this before was the cost of the disposal works construction permit. We like to keep this short and to the point and move on.
Eileen, if I could for a second.
Go right ahead. Yep.
I have spoken with a representative on this, just for zoning compliance and a couple other items on it, just for zoning and planning reasons. So I'm just going to abstain from any type of discussion and voting on this.
Okay. And I don't know how, because it's Melissa, I don't know how up to date you are with this. So what Gil is asking for is that because this plan came before the Board of Health in 2005,
Right.
that we not charge again. That's a long time ago.
Right.
I've never seen a precedent yet where we've not, if it's been more than 3 years, that we haven't charged because it's a brand new application. So I think that's what Gil is asking for. I can tell you, I'm not in favor of changing the rules.
Yes, I'm
And I
up to
don't-
speed. I'm up to speed on this issue. And I'm prepared to vote.
Okay. So I guess the question is, do you think that we should set a precedent and not charge for a new application?
I
guess
do
that's-
not.
Okay.
Yeah, I do not. I don't think it's a good precedent to set, given that there is a clear policy in place.
Okay. Now, I guess we're gonna need to take a, go ahead.
We will need a motion for this, a vote?
Yes, I know. That was my next step. So I'm gonna need a motion. Just stating that we will charge for any new plan that comes before us, or any plan, I should say, that comes before us that's more than 3 years old. The person has to put in a new application. That's sort of what I would like. And pay. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'll make that motion, Arlene, that any application that is put in that is more than, say that again, sorry.
Expired.
That is expired more than 3 years will need to be charged again.
Okay, and I am going to say, because the rule of necessity, I usually would exempt myself from voting on this, but because of the rule of necessity, I will vote. I will second your motion. I'm going to do a roll call vote. Kevin, you're abstaining, right?
I abstain.
Okay. And Melissa?
Yes.
And Arlene is yes. So Gil, I guess the answer that you have is that if it's a new application, the fee that's associated with it has to be paid.
It's a new application with a fee associated and submitted to Board of Health with the
Right.
plan.
If it's an expired plan, new application, there's a fee associated with that. Is that clear enough?
Eileen, if I could for a second, this is Kevin.
Go ahead.
The only thing I don't know, I know you already took a vote on this, but I didn't know if the representative was here and you guys wanted to have any type of discussion on it prior to taking a vote, but I just wanted to point that out if you cared to talk to the representative.
I would have thought that he would have identified himself by now, or that Gil would have been aware. I can't see who else is on the call.
Well, I mean, typically the chair would identify the representative and ask if they're present and allow them to speak. But I mean, that's up to you. You're running the meeting.
Right.
So I just wanted to point that out in case you just overlooked it and you wanted to see if they had something to say. But
yeah, I would have thought by now they would have spoken up. Gil, can you tell who's on the call?
No, we can't tell on the, here who's on the call, please.
Okay. Well, I would have thought by now, if the representative was here, that they would have spoken up. At this point, I don't, but it's not going to change the, I can ask Eric though to tell me if there's any other people on the call with us now.
I show WHCA's two presences, Arlene, Melissa, Gil Teresa, Kevin, and Alan Diaz.
Okay, so he didn't identify. So I don't know if there's anything he has to say. Is he muted?
Negative.
No, okay. And I'm
I
sure.
would like to make a comment. Alan Diaz, the representative for map 1 lot 1282. The board's already taken its action. I have requested multiple times the comments to be provided to me in writing. I'm going to reiterate that, and I'll provide the board with a request tomorrow morning.
With comments? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Are you talking about what we just voted on? Or are you talking about something else?
I will provide the board with the request again, which would be the third request, to provide those comments and the reasoning putting this particular lot on the agenda since the plan was submitted 6 months ago. I would ask that I be provided with the board's comments and votes in writing.
Okay, fine. Submit that tomorrow. All right, anything else? All right, well, I'm gonna move forward to transfer station. I had asked Teresa to put this on the agenda because there was an incident, I don't know, maybe like a week and a half ago, where a person got very, very upset because they thought the person coming behind them was too close in terms of COVID. And unfortunately, it escalated to the point where the police were called. So I don't know if we still have signs up at the transfer station that ask people to wait and to maintain that 6 feet distance, even though that's probably not what's going on in the state right now, but to avoid future problems. I just don't know if we have the signage or if we need to do something about that so that this doesn't become a problem. I mean, it may not. I don't know that it's been a problem before. Anybody have any thoughts?
I guess my thought would be, what would be the grounds for us doing that, given that there isn't a state backing?
Right, right. And I don't know if Gil, did we ever have signs asking people to maintain their distance?
No, but I haven't really reviewed this. I mean, I just happened to be there that day looking at the sign, because we just moved the message board sign up there, and I was surprised because no one ever called me about the situation that was going on there. I was just up there with the sign, so, and I believe, which I haven't looked at the regulations, but it's single file dumping. And, like, I haven't had a chance to look back, but I think that's what we have to look at. The problem is, the person behind the person that caused the altercation got impatient due to the fact there was a lot of conversation going on, and the person had to work, and that's what took place. He actually threw his bags over him into the compactor. Is the story that I've got. So.
Right, and then I was told something different.
Process
but
of dumping.
The other thing that came up as part of that issue is, I don't know if we need to put something in place where if something does happen, a policy in place, if something does happen up at the transfer station, sort of how it should be followed. The health agent maybe should be called first, then the office, if not able to reach the health agent before calling the police and before something escalates to that point. And I don't think we have anything that's an advisory to the staff to say, you should do this first. And then if that doesn't work, do this. And if that doesn't work, do this. And in a point where it was an emergency, you have to dial 911. Yes, I don't think this was that. The health agent could have been called first, to sort of diffuse the situation.
That's the way I feel. I felt that I should have been called about this. I shouldn't have drove up there and saw what was transpiring. That shouldn't have happened. And it should have been cooled off. They should have separated, called me, and I would have gone up there.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have anything in writing to say that's the way it should be handled. In our
Well, I'll have to
current,
review that. I mean, there's got to be something we have that, just general courtesy. So, like I say, if we don't actually have anything that says, single car dumping or something like that, we should create something so this does not escalate like this again.
and we should have a protocol for staff in terms of who they should notify if there's an issue, so that dialing 911 is not the first thing that happens. That was my concern. That was the reason I asked that we talk about it. I just really feel like there should have been outreach to you first and then to the office before it went further than that.
I agree.
Okay. So you're going to look into that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Move on to the septic plan for 159 Pierce Avenue. Is that representative on the call?
That's Shane McGlone. It's the waiver's vertical separation, groundwater.
Yeah, they're looking for a groundwater from 4 feet to 3 feet, a 1 foot separation. And then they're looking for a variance to allow the use of sieve analysis because of high water table. Kind of standard stuff. It doesn't look like, the review comments from Mr. Donovan. Let me see here. Mr. Donovan meets Title V rules and regulations. And Town of Hanson Board of Health rules and regulations, no further comments. That was Mr. Donovan's comments on that.
So, do you want to make the motion?
Sure. I'll make a motion to approve the plan as proposed for 159 Pierce Avenue.
Okay, hold on for 1 second. I'm sorry, timing of the train. I will do a roll call vote. Kevin?
We need a second on that, Arlene.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'll second.
Melissa, Liz, second? Okay,
Yes.
roll call vote. Kevin?
Yes.
Liz?
You mean Melissa?
Melissa, okay. Melissa?
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry. And Arlene is yes. I thought at the beginning you announced Liz, but that's okay. Thank you. The other plan that came in, and I don't know if everyone had an opportunity to see it, was 447 Home Street.
Yes.
Okay. Kevin, did you get a chance to look at that? Kevin? Did
You're
we lose
muted, Kevin.
Sorry, I'm reading the notes here on the.
Oh, okay.
Review.
Yeah, because there was one little piece
I
couldn't
did
read.
look at it, but I wanted to double check.
No, read it again. 'Cause there was something I couldn't figure out.
Teresa, do we have updated plans on this from after the review? Because there was a couple notes on here just on elevations for the invert, I believe, of the pump chamber.
The plan that I sent over today was the
Yep.
revised plan.
It was, okay. So there was two notes on here. One was some detail on the chambers themselves. They were shown on the plan originally as 34 inches wide and they're 36. So it was, just a minor edit on the dimensions. And then also it was an offset dimension of 70 feet to, looks like a BBW. And then there was, they are close to groundwater on the inverts of the septic tank and the pump chamber. So they will need to either order the septic tanks and the pump chamber with sealed boots, or they'll need to cast them in place, just mortar or hydraulic cement just to seal them up. Just if you are within 12 inches of groundwater, you're supposed to do that. So that would be the only thing that I would just reiterate, just to make that, a condition to make sure that it's done on time of install.
Hey, Rob. Okay, can I call you right back?
So that's all I see on it anyway.
Okay, because I saw that on the third comment, and it just said variance required, but only one.
Yeah, and on the date, so it looks like on 6/7/22 it was revised per the comments.
Okay,
And down the bottom on reductions requested under maximum feasible compliance, they do have a note on here. 1, allow the use of a sieve analysis to determine. And then 2, to allow the inlets of the septic tank and pump chamber to be less than 1 foot above soil modeling.
okay,
So that's all I see. I'll make a motion to approve the plan as proposed for 447 Home Street, conditional on the inverts on the tanks be either cast in place with rubber boots or sealed up at time of install with hydraulic cement and sealant.
okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, do roll call. Kevin,
Aye.
Melissa,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Okay. It looks like it's time to move on to the transfer station budget. And I think this is probably going to be over more than one meeting, because I think we're going to have to look at every line on the budget to see if there's any way we can reduce anything before we go back to town meeting in October and ask for the $165,000, or we're going to have to look at other options. Kevin, have you had an opportunity to look at the budget?
I not thoroughly, Eileen, to be honest.
Okay.
I have
No, because we just had Teresa resend it. But that would be the thing that we're going to have to do. And again, like I said, I know this is going to take more than this meeting to do this. We know that we have to find $165,000, or figure out where, if there are any places that we can reduce.
maybe Melissa found it.
I've been looking.
I mean, if you don't mind, if we could, because I really haven't, to be honest, I haven't put the time into reviewing the budget like I should. So
Yep.
if you'd be okay with just kind of continuing that table at the next meeting.
Yeah, we can table it. And in the meantime, I think we need to look at.
I mean, if you guys want to discuss it, I mean, go for it by all means. But I don't have much to offer, really. I hate to say that, but I really don't at this time.
But I think, Melissa, you haven't had an opportunity to really go through it either, right?
I have not. I just received the budget right before the meeting. I would definitely like some time to comb through it, and ask questions and whatnot. So
Yes. There's going to be a lot of questions.
oh yes.
Lots of questions.
Yeah.
Gil, what about, you want to do your report? Then we'll table this till our next meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I might have been muted.
Okay.
I guess I was muted. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I had sent everybody an activity report like you've been requesting, and that basically
Yes.
tells day-to-day items are doing everything, so, it's, fairly detailed, it's in general, basically, but if anybody's got any questions on it, can ask questions from that. Things are going well in the office, things are being done, I think, things are pretty smooth, and it's also very busy, so, if anybody's had an opportunity to review that, if any questions, just, ask.
Was that sent with the rest of the information? Because I don't think I got that.
Yeah, I sent that this morning.
Oh, separately from the rest of the meeting. Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't see it, but I'll look over it and I can always stop in the office. But do you want to go ahead with the rest of your report? I'll look for it.
We've been, we've got, we're starting to test the water at the Cove. I've had some issues down there that I'd like to see squared away. I've talked to them today again. They plan on opening it, with the taps down. From what I see every day, the taps are moved, and, I've seen some activity today about some bees starting, in which the bees won't really start for another 3 or 4 weeks probably. But with no supervision there's a lot of trash and different clothing items that are being disposed of at the beach or just left there. I think they're going to have their hands full meeting the requirements for it to be a swimming beach in Massachusetts. So one of the things I found today and previously, the grate for the outfall pipe from the beach to the stream to the bogs out back, the grate seems to be gone, so that's missing. So I've told them that has to be corrected right away. That can't be open like that. So I think that's a 48-inch. It's boarded. The flume boards up to 24 inches, so that's an issue. And we've had a lot of other things, a lot of re-inspection on food establishments, going through that, doing re-inspections. I do all of the re-inspections and all the things that, someone has to go back and look at it again. We've opened up Liberty Pizza. That place is open. Things are going pretty good. Rodent population is starting to increase again. As far as other beaver activity has decreased through the water dropping. They don't have high water that they used to have, so that's kind of dropped off. You'll see that all in the activity report. I've done some Section 8 housing. The state wants, they want to do their inspection first and then have the local inspector go in and inspect after their person on a few of those. So it's been pretty active. The DEP grants are done. They've been submitted them all yesterday, so we're up to date as far as the DEP grants. So moving right along. It's been, like I say, it's been very busy in here, so I think we're, covering things pretty good. It gets hectic, but, the system, Teresa's got the sticker system set up very good, so things are moving along. So that's about it.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? I'm sorry, Eric, can you mute that, please?
I don't seem to be able to separate where that's coming from. The only person I see lit up right now is you.
All right, can Gil and Melissa, wait a minute. Can we mute ourselves for a minute so Eric can sort that out so we can just not have the background noise? And Kevin?
All right, I think we're there.
Were you able to isolate it?
The sound has gone away.
All right, thanks. So my question was just if anybody had any other questions about Gil's report.
I don't have any, Arlene.
Okay. And is Kevin still muted?
looks that way.
All right.
Yeah. I'm here, Arlene.
Okay,
I'm unmuted now. Yep.
okay. You didn't have any other questions, right? Or did you?
No, I do. No, I do not.
All right, thanks. Any old business? Nope. Do we want to set dates for our next meetings?
We already have a date on the books of, July 12th.
Oh, that's right. And I had a question about that.
Then
That-
my question to the board would be, do you want that virtual or in person?
And that's the last one that we can have virtually?
Correct, as of right now.
May I weigh in, Arlene?
Sure, go right ahead.
I'm going to somewhat contradict myself here because my strong preference would be to be in person. But the 12th, I am going to be on vacation. However, I can still join the meeting virtually.
Okay,
So,
yes. And after that, because we'll no longer be able to do it unless the governor renews it or extends it. So we would be back in the office after that for the previous meeting, because I prefer at this point to go back into the office because it's been so long. So I think for July 12th, we should do virtual and then plan on doing the meeting after that, in all the meetings in the office. Kevin, what do you think?
That sounds good, Arlene. We'll do one more virtual, and then after that, we'll transition. That sounds good. That
Okay,
works for everyone. Yep.
okay. Anything further that we need to discuss? Then I'm going to ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call. Melissa,
Yes.
Kevin,
Aye.
and I am a yes. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.